know me, fuck a freestyle. Rather hit poppy on speed dial. Network busy while I'm quick to hit redial. Weed child, niggas know I'm good in the P now. Any case, no problem, I'ma beat trial. Bipolar, I can play C now. Stand up, they sit down, stand up. Go on the stand, all white, right hand up. Start to stutter like the man. Damn Cam, how you get ice in a rubber band? How you get mother load straight from the motherland? Creep through your window, something like brother man. Hit the elevator, come to the top floor. No movie, what I need prop for? Girl suck dick till the bitch get locked jaw. Try and break in, 2 9s in the sock drawer. Vacations, beaches.
What is up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Maximilian Must Know. This is my collection part 4. Bottles 75 through 100. After this, we'll have 2 more parts at least. 1 to 125, then 125 to 150. And then as I add another 25 bottles, maybe 2 or 3 months down the road, I'll add another part. So hopefully this will be ongoing. Parts 1 through 3, fragrances 1 through 75 are already up. There's really no rhyme or reason to how I picked these, sort of just where they are on shelves and stuff like that. Someone commented in the last video that some of the bottles look beaten up. And the reason for that is if you see one of those, that's because it was an older fragrance. I probably had that one for over 6 or 7 years. I used to keep all my scents in my bathroom on a beautiful antique vanity tray, and they did sort of get a little beat up there. Now I keep them in a cabinet away from sunlight in a cool place, and in some sense I actually just keep in the box because I value them so much. So let's look at 75 through 100, get started right into it. 75 is actually, or 76, sort of a room spray scent. It is John Galliano by Diptyque, Essence of John Galliano, and this was meant to smell like a Russian Orthodox church. And if you like the Incense series by Comme des Garçons, you really need to check this out if you can still find it. This is before John Galliano went on his Hitler-like rant drunk, so he was still sort of accepted then. But you get a huge bottle of this for, I believe it was $100. It's probably a lot harder to find now, but this is the only Diptyque I currently own. I'm going to be getting a few of their fragrances in the near future. That's 76. 77, I shouldn't have to tell any of you about. Simply Cool Water by Davidoff. Sometimes I want to wear green Irish tweed, but I don't want to waste it. So what else better time to just pick up, to just wear your Davidoff, you know? I mean, your Cool Water. It's the perfect scent for when you want green Irish tweed. Obviously, it's a little bit more synthetic, but I do get the resemblance. Next up, we have White Musk for Men. When I did my starting lineup video in the, I believe, spring, this was my sensual scent. I think this is one of the best sub $30 scents in the market. Really nice, light, white, musky scent. Next up, we have another old one of mine, Tobacco Original. This is a beautiful shaving scent, basically. A lot of wet shavers like this. It's from the company Moore & Witch, who does 4711. It smells very clean. It's a fougere. It's got citrus in it. It really is masculine and great. I know a lot of older people who wear it, but I think it's a really, really good fragrance and worth picking up if you find it. Shouldn't be more than $20. Next up, we have another Davidoff fragrance. This one is called Echo. This is okay. I think I like the bottle more than I like the fragrance. It's got sort of a metallic smell to it, a little bit. I guess it reminds me a little bit of Platinum Egoist, but nowhere near as good. But the bottle's really interesting, and it's a nice, clean scent. It's definitely one I like to have in my collection, really just for the bottle, because I think it's so unique. Next up, we're going to do a few of these through this section. This is Perry Ellis 360 White. This is the one that gets compared to Lamal, but I don't think it's anywhere near as good as Lamal. I'm really not a huge fan of that one, but I do want to own all of them. Next up, another fragrance, Rive Gauche. And as you can tell, this is pretty large bottle too. I wanted to get it in this like vintage can because it's been re-released now, or just reformulated and put in the new bottles, the new Yves Saint Laurent bottles, and I love this fragrance. This is a absolutely stunning work scent with the licorice notes. Some of the older Yves Saint Laurents, like Live Jazz and Body Kuros, and this one which I own, are just incredible fragrance and can be found, as you know, quite heavily discounted. So definitely check it out if you can. I did a review of this guy, L'Eau d'Issy, and there's a lot of fingerprints on it, but this is L'Eau d'Issy Pour Homme, summer 2013. It's a nice, light, aquatic scent. My, my homie fragrance wires, Jay, sort of ripped it to pieces, and I get it. It is synthetic, but I can deal with it personally. You know, it's about a 5 or 6 out of 10 for me. Next up is Bora Bora. This is a Liz Claiborne tropical scent. This is pretty good. It's got a kiwi note in it. That Bora Bora is obviously the tropical destination. I believe it's in the Bahamas. I'm not 100% sure about that though. And this is sort of a tropical fragrance. It's got Claiborne quality, which is definitely middle of the road, but I actually like that one quite a bit. Next up, we have Red by Brooks Brothers Black Fleece Collection. And, you know, they were asking, I think, $90 for these when they first came out. Boy, is that a ripoff, because these all smell great. There's a one that's a real eau de cologne with lemon and lime and orange. This is sort of a darker one with rum and patchouli, and I think and some woods and a little bit of tobacco. And it's a great scent. It really smells good, but my problems are twofold. One, it doesn't come with an atomizer. It comes with a stopper and a pour top, you know, where you can sort of splash a little bit out. But it doesn't last long at all. And I paid $15 for it. It's a TJ Maxx. You could pretty much find it for that. But for what it is, I won't pay for it. It just doesn't last long enough. Next up, we have Kenzo Low Par Kenzo. This sort of smells like Sprite, 7-Up, and a cologne. Not bad, but again, this one is going to last too long. I like the Kenzo scent. I'm going to be adding more to my collection. This is the first one I got. And it's a decent scent for what it is. This one is obviously Cuba. And this is the gold one, which is the cigar, which is Cuba Gold, meant to smell like LaMail again. Probably should just get a full bottle of LaMail. But this was like $5. A lot of people own this. This is probably the best sub-$10 cologne I think I've ever smelled. It's really good. It can be given out as bachelor parties or to groomsmen or something like that, but it's obviously not spectacular. Another Issey Miyake. This is Issey Blue. Another fingerprint magnet here, the cap is. But this is a herbal one. This gets a lot less attention, but this is a really well composed and blended scent. I think that all of Issey Miyake's scents are, for the most part, at the very least, well blended and composed. Okay. Next up, we have Michael Jordan cologne. I own this because it takes me back to high school. I didn't wear it, but I had a ton of friends who do, and it reminds me of a really good friend of mine who I don't really get to see that much anymore, so that's sort of why I own Michael Jordan cologne. Another one I listened to Coach Rob about, and I'm very happy about that, Dalium, sort of the candy apple scent. Really good. I'm also looking to pick up Sport in black. You can get that for, I think, $18, guys, on Fragrance Net. I'm sorry, not Fragrance Net, on Amazon. The one I'm going to be reviewing very soon, because I have to, guys, is Alvarez Gomez's Aqua Colonia. You've heard me talk about this when I did my CO review by Wash. I got this from Mint. There's a reason Mint has it. It's one of the best eau de colognes on the market, especially for the price. So stay tuned for my review. It's also got like a Creed-like atomizer, just a blast of fresh orange and clove fragrance. So definitely be on the lookout for that review in the next couple of weeks. Next up, Cerruti Image. This is the Harmony edition, I believe, and this is okay. I'm not, it's just a nice fruity scent. I picked it up because a lot of people online liked it. I just thought it was all right, but I saw it at a bargain bin, and I figured, you know what, why not grab this? One I did a review on very early in my reviewing days. This is Check and Speak's Oxford and Cambridge. I think this is the best lavender scent out there. I know a lot of people disagree, but it's about $150. It's not cheap. Check and Speak products aren't cheap. But this has beautiful lavender and rosemary and real peppermint and oak moss. It's just a real English gentleman scent. Next up, we have 360 Red by Perry Ellis. This is the one that is meant to smell like Acqua di Gio, but with the cinnamon note, and I definitely get that with this fragrance. Claiborne Sport, my favorite Liz Claiborne fragrance. I wore this in college when I went to Hofstra. This is just gorgeous in the spring. It's got a grape note to it that is just spectacular, and it lasts a good long while. If you could find Claiborne Sport, definitely pick it up. I can't be more adamant about that. A lot of people either love this guy or hate this guy, Florida Male. I am in the middle. I'm coming around to it, but it's got a real powdery orange blossom flower spell at the intro. It's kind of hard to believe they marketed Florida Male for men, but they did, and I'm starting to really like it. So a nice fragrance. I'm not sure how many more we have. Okay, so next up we have Presence by Mont Blanc. Presence Cool. Greggy Boy just did a video on the regular Presence, and he sold me on it because I do not like this one. It's just too light and airy with apple and bamboo and some water quartz. It's not a bad scent. It smells really good, but it smells boring. So Mount Blanc Presence Cool. It is nice sometimes though after a hot shower. I can't lie about that. That's when it really earns its pay. The next one is Perry Ellis 360. The regular, I like this one a lot. This is a cooling scent with juniper. I think there's a little bit of rosemary in it. It's herbal. It's really, really well done. It's really well blended. And Cody Drakdock is sort of the ones that put me onto these 360s, and I'm actually going to be getting the reserve one pretty soon, which is really a pretty high-end fragrance for Perry Ellis. So nice one. Now, what I'm going to do for I think there's only 2 more left. And the way, let me just make sure. Yeah, and the way I broke it up is in 2 groups. So I told you the only way I'd be including mini bottles or decants or anything is if I had, company issued one. So like if the company released one of the smaller bottles, I'd be doing that. You know what I'm talking about, like a miniature. And I have 2 of those. I actually have 1. And I'm going to count it as 1 fragrance. It came from the Ed Hardy sampler pack. It's an ounce altogether, I think. You've got, I'm not sure what this one is. I think this is Born Wild. I think, don't quote me. This is Love and Luck. This is, I think this is Born Wild. I think the other one's Hearts and Daggers. Hearts and Daggers, this is Born Wild. This is Hearts and Daggers. You can't tell them apart because they're all shit. And this one is Villain. And look, okay, maybe I'm being a little bit harsh. They're not all shit, but they're all the same. And they're all very lazily done and meant to appeal to Jersey Shore crowd. And I guess I'm glad I have them because I'm glad I didn't buy a full bottle and I just got these. And so next up we have fragrance. I really did have big decants out for the last one. I've got 4 of them. I'm counting them as 1 because I think it did add up to an ounce at one point. I have about 200 to 300 samples in decants, but as I said, I'm only counting the ones I have large amounts for. And counting is 1, I believe. So we're looking at the 100th fragrance here. One of them is Guerlain's Vetiver. I'm going to be getting full bottles of all these because I like them enough. I really like them. Caron's Yadigan. I love that. Hermès' Terre de Hermès EDT. And Chanel's Coeur de Rousse, the Russian leather one. And let me just tell you how I acquired all these because it's sort of an interesting story. When I really knew I was going to be doing this, I really wanted an introduction to niche fragrances. As I said, I've been wearing designer scents my entire life. But about a couple of years ago when I started to get into Frederick Malle and stuff like that, I'm a member of Badger and Blade. You guys know that, the shaving website. And there's always good little deals on fragrances going around there. And it just so happened a member, for whatever reason, was selling a box of his niche samples. And I think he was getting rid of a lot of stuff. He said because he either had full bottles of most of it or just decided he wasn't really into these scents or just had gotten whatever he could out of them. So he sold me a box of about 100 samples. I think it was like $80. Very well worth it. And guys, it was pure gold. I'll just tell you some of the samples in it. These were all in it, really almost full. And we're talking about $80 again, remember. It had vintage creeds. It had the juniper berry creed, okay? It had the creed Russian leather scent that they once had. It had a ton of Bikilians, rose oud and incense oud. A ton of, I said creed already, obviously. A ton of Bond number 9s. It had like, at least 9 or 10 Bond number 9s. It had, let me just try to think what else, because it had so much good. As I said, it was about 100 niche fragrances, 80 to 90, maybe 100. I don't know. It was a shitload of them. Going through it felt like Christmas morning for me. A lot of them were from Lucky Scent. A lot of them I wound up buying. There were, I think, everything from Check and Speak was in the box. A lot of the Hermescence line was in the box. It was mainly made up of Creed and Bond number 9, I would say. But there was also like, what else was in there besides the Bikilians? Some Byredo, I think, some Etat Libre d'Orange. Just really a sense that I was amazed to have, and I didn't really know anything about this at the time, and I got to smell through all that stuff, and it was just so much fun, and it really sort of opened me up, having that large amount. There was also a good amount of the Chanel private exclusives in there. What else was in there? I have my sample box here. So maybe just for giggles, I'll look through just to see. Well, I think there was a lot of Geo Trumper fragrances in there. Some Guerlain's. just I mean, as I said, top of the line stuff. Nasomato, and literally, you know, just for $80, I was paying literally $1 for one, and just getting my nose on those old creeds was just so much fun for me, and really getting to learn about Bond, you know, and smelling the Killians. It just was. It was a lot of fun. It's really how I got into this. That guy's name was Joe Harvitz, and I really thank him because he really, by selling me those samples at a very fair price and making sure they were wrapped perfectly and they came to me perfectly, really helped me along in this journey. And I'm just so grateful to be on this journey. So again, this is part 4 of my collection. We'll be doing parts 5 and 6 within the next month, and then, as I said, this will be ongoing. It'll be ongoing. So as I add another 25, I think right now I'm at about 152 fragrances. So I anticipate by the end of the year having about 175, 180 maybe. So we'll go over the rest of them and we'll keep doing it. And again, 2 to 3 videos every week. That's what I'm trying to pump up now. Grooming and shaving, fragrance review, sample shopping, all that stuff. You guys know what it is already. Keep subscribing. Keep hitting that like button. Keep commenting. You guys are the best. I make these videos for you, obviously. I am Maximilian.
We the illest. For the juice turn high, BB and the Quillis, baby. Talking about Skrilla, maybe. But don't forget Killer Crazy. Crazy in the rain, see him gravy at the Range Rover. Navy is the range, buck 80 in the rain. Right here in the land with me. Peanut butter ass nigga, damn Skippy. Problem council, take it up. Powder on my face, no, I don't make it up, but I do make it up. Unwrap, tape cut, cook it up, break it down. Some say break it up, bottle it, distribute it, hand in hand, take it cut. Sick of counting money, all I get is paper cuts. The government, crib still bugging it, getting big M's, I'm loving it. You see my crib in Florida, you say I'm on some sucker shit. Whoever don't like it, too bad, suck a dick.